John Barr's with me on the phone this morning from Mosman Oil Gas. John, good morning.
Morning, Andrew.
An update this week, John, on Stanley, a completion plan agreed here to bring it into production. Tell us a bit more. Where are we at the moment?
Oh, thanks for the opportunity for that. We drilled recently the Stanley 2 well, and so we've now got 2 wells into this project, and Stanley 2 looks very much like what we found at Stanley 1 with multiple potential pay zones as such. So what the operator did was send it off to a independent person to get the wire lines logged and all that sort of information, and a completion plan for both wells has now been done, and that started yesterday. We haven't been told how long, but I'd expect it's a matter of days as opposed to months. And we bring both wells into production and move on to the next job, basically.
We don't yet have flow rates for these 2 wells, do we?
No, we won't get them. They haven't done flow rates as such. They were so happy with what they saw, they decided to just go straight to production. So we don't have them publicised it because we don't have the information. I think we'll start to see that information flow through in the next couple of weeks, and the market's obviously clearly wanting that information, but I can't give the market what I don't have, unfortunately.
But you're liking the look of how Stanley's shaping up?
Yes, well, the technical guys are loving the look of it. I'm an accountant, as you know, so it certainly looks good. There's lots of shows, there's lots of oil saturation in various zones, and these are wells that are not on pump jacks. These flow naturally as such. Some people perhaps don't appreciate that.
Right.
So that makes a big difference to your overall cost structure, that we don't have to put a pump jack on it. We're not doing water injection or any of those things. And it's a matter of now getting them on production and then getting the flow rates through, and then we make decisions about where we go from there.
And you talk about moving on to the next job. You got a few other opportunities here, a few other projects to assess?
Yes, we always do in this business. Subject to funding, and obviously these things require funding. There's the Stanley 3 and 4 wells, which we talked about earlier, which are being evolved. They're not ready to drill by any means, but what they'll do with the information from Stanley 2, they'll adjust the whole model, because they've now got 3D seismic and 2 wells into the project. And then we've got the Champion and Challenger projects, which were in with the Baja guys as part of our strategic alliance. We have a larger interest in those projects, so that interests us because of the higher starting point, if you like. One of those projects has a little bit of production on it, but I'm talking minuscule. We haven't even sort of released any numbers, so it's so small. But we'd hope to look seriously at putting a well, at least 1 well, perhaps 2 wells in this year, and we would anticipate that we'll get nice production of those based on the similar process that we went through with Stanley. That we've got the 3D seismic, we've got well information, and we would anticipate fairly similar results. In fact, they're not dissimilar looking projects.
And you mentioned production across the portfolio. You're looking in the next couple of weeks, are you, to have a quarterly update out?
Yes, we don't normally do quarterlies. We normally do 6 monthly updates, but shareholders are seeming to want more information. So we did release the January numbers in the annual report when that was released. So I suspect what we'll do is release a quarterly production update in the next couple of weeks. It takes some time to get all that information through from the States, because obviously now we're talking about 4 different projects. There's 3 different accountants involved, because we're not the operator for all these projects, and we've got to wait for particularly the gas numbers. Sorry, it takes quite a while for the gas companies to actually give you their gas numbers. It takes 4 weeks after the end of the month to actually get that information. So I would hope to get a quarterly production set of numbers out in the next couple of weeks, as I said.
I suppose just a final thought, John, from you. You've got 4 producing assets, 4 producing projects at the moment, a strong pipeline of opportunities, plus these other drill prospects. With a market cap just over 2 million at the moment, how does that sit with you?
Not at all. As you know, I'm a fairly large shareholder, and I have quite a bit of my personal wealth tied up in this company. But it's one of those things that we've had a few problems over the period of time. We now basically set an objective to get a strong production base. That is happening, and I think things will gradually turn as we continue to prove that we do actually know what we're doing, and we can get production, and we can drive this company forward. And the cherry on the sundae, if you like, at the moment is in Australia, where we've got the Amadeus permit, and of course the Santos Ducos well is being drilled in the next few weeks. We understand, but we don't have any more confirmation in the next few weeks at this stage. And that's a large-looking project that has a large helium component. So if that's actually drilled up and proven, it does change the whole Amadeus basin as such. And that obviously changes Mosman's position within the basin. And that's a large-scale project as opposed to the smaller-scale production-orientated projects we're driving in the States.
John, good to speak this morning. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Andrew. Catch up soon.